Hi everybody, I just wanted to take a minute of your time, our time, and share with you just a little update on sharing an idea that has really helped me through many phases of life, let alone dementia, and that is that of, cultivating who I want to be and using tools instead of being reactive. And I got to do this today with my granddaughter, who's 10, who's having a hard time. She says she feels left out in groups. People don't want to play with her. And I said, you could leave it there and you would feel really sad. And the more you leave it there and feel really sad, the more people aren't going to want to play with you, because you're going to walk up and be saying, oh, people don't want to play with me. And when you carry that energetic and that pattern in the field, life is going to give you more of that. And it's just it's not going to change. You're just going to end up with more sadness, and more sad cells make more disease. And she's reminding me to smile when I get in my confused or demented state. So we're working on growing ourselves through this whole situation. And I got to share with her. I couldn't figure out a way to explain to her, in any other terms except for in my own experience, on how I've overcome some of this, even with my frontal lobe stuff. And I shared with her about the first time, well, not the first time, but the time when I got shocked the most, when I found out that I didn't know how to count money anymore. I was at a grocery store, and of course this happened a lot, but this particular time, this lady was yelling at me, and she's like, it isn't rocket science, and she had no idea the horror and the fear and the sadness that I was feeling inside of myself, because I just realized I couldn't count money at 48 years old after running several businesses and being brilliant. So it was pretty intense to feel that. I was scared. And then secondly, the pressure and just having someone be mean when my whole life was just suddenly turned upside down and inside out. I could have ran with that victim story and just had more separation and felt more misunderstood. And I was telling my grandbaby, in terms of her friends, she could leave it there and then feel sad and mope up and no one's going to ever want to play with her. Or she could go into another place where what I did with this lady is I turned around and I said to her, God, I'd really like to take you home with me so you could help me out at home. And the idea that I shared with the grandbaby, and what I'm sharing with everyone, is that I get to walk away more connected to this woman and less upset about my situation, and feeling more empowered because I got to identify who I really am. Yes, I'm losing all these abilities. Yes, I'm losing these normal functions at a young age. Yes, it could be terrifying, but it also could be a lot more than that. It could be a way for me to grow my soul and to grow my personality into not being reactive and not being a victim and not making everyone else feel worse at the end of this conversation, and having it be fun and uplifting. And then I get to walk away knowing that I'm whole, and that in spite of all of the stuff that you have to let go of really fast when something comes on that's super aggressive like this and super intense. It wasn't a gradual undoing over the last 50 years of my life. This was sudden in the middle of my life. And that really has allowed me to come to a place where I just know in my heart of hearts there's nothing I can't bring love to. And it wouldn't be loving to sit there and feel like a victim. And it's not loving to feel like this woman is against me or mean to me, and she'll probably never give it another thought. But it is loving to just look her in the eyes and just say thank you and connect with her on some level, because then we're all still connected. And furthermore, I get to walk away feeling more whole than more shattered with reactivity and reactions. And this is a quality that my grandbaby just got to really, I said, it's kind of manipulative. You just manipulate yourself into being the person you want to love. And you manipulate yourself when you're hurting and you're scared like that to just hold your own heart. And then to join with someone on a comedian type level, or bring it up, bring the frequency of the conversation up and back to love. So that's my message for today. And it's a message that I hold true and practice as often as I can, because it feels horrible to feel like everything's against you and you're losing your mind and your personality and your reactions. And so it is this opportunity to actually not just lose your mind and your reactions. It's to harness and be the master of your life instead of the slave to the situation. Go bigger. Just go bigger and go to love and go to smile and go to connection and go to, you don't need to be right. And she doesn't need to be wrong. We just need to connect again and get on a place where I get to find out, hey, I'm a loving person and I can be kind to this lady and I can remind her of who she really is. Like, she's just blurting something out and she has no idea the situation. And furthermore, she could be helpful by being so demanding and controlling and aggressive and all those other labels that I could have stayed stuck with. And instead, then we're even. We're friends. We're workers among workers. We're humans on this path, just being okay with each other for the next moment until another one arises. So I just thought that I would take a minute and share that. You know, I've just been dealing with all these California fires. The smoke has been intense. And suddenly I woke up and I'm at my daughter's house. And I'm so happy because I feel like that lesson and these lessons that I get to live out loud, my grandbaby can feel that when I'm sharing it. And you should see how she shared like 4 different stories, and she went from feeling so lost and so distraught to a smile on her face and really got it. And so I just thought, if that's good for a 10-year-old, and it's been so good for me, it's worth taking a minute of my time and just sharing with everyone that this is a revolutionary way to handle this just life situation and to return to love. So I hope that helps. And I wish you the happiest Thanksgiving that's coming up if you're from this area. And if the fires have occurred for you and loved ones, that we remember that there is a piece of us inside that can never be burned. It can never